Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we're going to be going over my top 5 items to save for after the debt is gone. So the debt is gone and I need to get on these things like immediately. If you see me looking down, I'm going to be looking at all of my categories and this is a lot of money, and I will make sure I put some numbers here so y'all can kind of follow along with me. And I do want to warn you that all of my numbers are going to be estimated high. I did that intentionally, kind of give room for inflation and for unknown scenarios. So I just want to make sure I kind of covered my bases on that. So let's talk with the biggest one. We're going to start with that one. The biggest one for me is going to be my emergency fund. And my minimum is like 16,200. That would cover 6 months of what I estimate to be minimal expenses per month. But I really want $20,000 in that account. I think 20 is a nice round number and I like it. And it's going to help cover if, let's say, my car breaks down or something like that and I don't have enough money in my car maintenance fund. I can pull from there without touching that 16,000 base that I need. And so I broke down my emergency fund as my rent. I estimated the rent at $1,500. No, that's not what I pay right now. I pay $1,062, but I'm putting $1,500 because you guys know I plan to move into a house, and what I've been seeing has been about that range for the size that I need. Utilities, $300. My cell phone, $100. Gas for the car, I still $100 is good for me. Internet, $150. Groceries at $400 a month, and the household $50 a month, laundry $50, and personal $50. And so when you multiply each one of those times 6, you get to like 16,200. But the goal is going to be 20,000, and I'm just building that buffer in just in case. Oh, Heidi the Hyundai, something happens and I need to cover it. The next thing, the next 2 items, they're ranked up there is as far as like priority, and it's because they have due dates that are coming up. So you guys know I plan to travel um late January, early February, and so I want to put $3,000 in that fund. Now, will I need $3,000 to go to North Carolina? No, but I want that fund to have a maximum amount of $3,000, and so that's to cover like my plane tickets, hotel. I don't do Airbnbs. I don't trust that kind of stuff. That's just a personal thing. Local travel, getting from A to B, how I'm going to pay for all that. I'm not the best person at driving in new cities and stuff. Food and entertainment. And so, like, for the NC trip, this is really high and it's based off of like business class tickets, and I estimated at $700, but and I know that's high compared to what I actually saw the price was for a round trip ticket. Hotel, I was thinking about 700. A local travel, I was thinking about 200 because I would want to stay somewhere where I could easily just walk places versus needing to drive. But just in case, I would like to have some money for that. Food, I was estimating 700, and then entertainment 700. Those two I know are pretty high, and I typically am not that expensive. But better safe than sorry, right? And so that's where the 3,000 came for that particular one. And then the moving. So my lease will be up April 15th or April 14th, one of those 2 days. So I want to save in the movie fund. I want to have $5,000. I'm thinking for the movers, $700, packing supplies, $300, application fees, $400. My last month's rent here, $1,062, and deposit and rent somewhere else, I'm estimating at $2,500. I know because of past experience, we can do a lot on our own so that the movers really don't have to work over an hour in that move since it'll be a local move. But just in case, I like to have a little bit extra there. Packing supplies is really high. I don't estimate that I'll need that much, but I put the apartment into like Lowe's website to get like a general number, and it was about $300 for all the, the poshy stuff, and then application fees. So my sons are adults, and so there are application fees with them because they are not like dependents on the application. They're actually like the tenant on the application. So there are like co-applicants on there, so we each have to pay a fee. And typically I cover that. Like when we did it here, I paid for all of that, and so no big deal. But that's where the 5K comes from. And I want to make sure I have, even though it's not a full month, my last month technically, I want to make sure I have the money, because at the end of the day, once we're moved, I can take what was left there and move it all to my emergency fund, or I can split it, or whatever I want to do with that. I can do that. So it's better to have a little bit more than not have enough when it comes to moving. But since I know I'm going to be local, I just know if we do what we did to move here, we can do that in way less than 5,000. The next thing I have are small appliances or household appliances. This is like a washer and dryer. And also, depending on the house, I've been looking at rental homes, and some of them have stoves and refrigerators in them, and some don't. So I want to make sure I have enough money in there. And I know that to cover stove and refrigerator, I know that I can get a stove and a refrigerator pretty cheap. Um, I think I've seen some like $600-700 at Lowe's. So I know I can do that. I just need something that is going to hold me over while I save up for a house. So that's the way I'm thinking about that. The washer and dryer now, that's a whole nother thing. And I want what I want. But no, I plan on being reasonable. And I'm thinking that like $4,000 would be a good starting point, cover taxes, delivery, setup, and all this other stuff that I'm gonna need them to do. Now that is a tricky category for me because um, if I move into a home that doesn't have a stove and refrigerator, I have to make sure I have stove and refrigerator money ready. So, we move in, we get keys, and this is going to be delivered. Wash and dryer can always wait because I can go to a laundromat. I do that now, so it's not going to kill me to continue for a little bit. But the stove and refrigerator are necessary. Um, I have my last thing is electronics, and that is just a cell phone replacement. My cell phone right now, I think I need to take it to the Apple store because it really just needs a new battery. But I would like to have a new device, but I'm not one of those people who I need the latest and the greatest ones, because typically I have to ask my sons to help me figure it out because I'm too lazy to figure it out myself. Y'all stop judging people. But I'm thinking $1,500 for a cell phone should cover it, and that should be enough. I think this is a pretty ambitious list. Now, my honorable mentions. I know I talked about the car and things like that. If it breaks down, I have a buffer in my emergency fund. But really, I do have a car maintenance sinking fund. I would like that fund to be at $3,000 because Heidi, she's getting older and things break. And so I want to be ready for that. Another one is a car replacement. I haven't put a dollar sign on this one. And the reason why is because I don't know what I want. I know I want something SUV-ish, but I don't want one of those big SUVs, the big boys. I want one of those other ones that kind of look like Snoopy. They're kind of shaped like a Snoopy. But they're not too big because I'm used to driving smaller cars. So there's that. And so I have to get a dollar amount to put to that one. And the big kahuna, the one that I want more than anything is a house. I want a home. Um, so I need to be able to park myself somewhere in a safe neighborhood, um, to save up a 20% down payment on a home. I do want to put 20% down on that house. I don't know why I'm fixated on that, but I do want to be able to have a nice, healthy, chunky down payment to put down and be able to cover my closing costs. I've been looking at YouTube videos of people who have gotten new bills and stuff like that, and the pluses, like the good and the bad with all of that. So, I have to figure out, like, once the market kind of stabilizes, what that down payment looks like. Last time I tried to guesstimate, I was thinking it was about 60. I think it was about 60, between 60 and 70,000. And that was on the low end. Um, but I do want to be able to do that. And I want to be able to hop on. I know car maintenance and the house down payment. I want to be able to hop on that in 2022. So my goal is to try to get a lot of these other little things done. Be able to have a little bit of fun for myself, and also make sure I have my contingency plans all in place so I can start to feel better. Now, my emergency fund, I did see the question, what am I starting from? You guys remember I had the $1,000, and I also had the what you call it? I always forget the name, you guys. They gave us a $1,200 checks. Remember, they did it twice. Once was in 2021, but once was in 2020. That one I saved. So I got both of those. I'm starting off at 2,200. And so I want to build up from there for my emergency fund and put all of that over in the credit union. The house down payment is going to live in the credit union. So that way, when I go to apply to um, get finance for a home, uh, they have access to everything. And plus, at my credit union, and it's probably everywhere, they can, like, the money doesn't even come to me. My house payment can come straight out. And anything I want to put extra, I can just walk in and do it. It's not a big deal. Or I can just electronically do these things. It's really easy with them. So I want to be able to just take care of that. And then they can see, oh, she has this money. It's sitting right here in our institution, all of things. But yeah, that is pretty much it. These are the things that have been like in the head and stuff. And I think that, saving is going to be different for me. It's going to be different than paying off debt. The debt had some anger behind it, some disappointment behind it. And so a lot of that fueled me to be like, I want you out of my life. Savings is going to be different. I'm not angry. I'm excited to be able to do it. And so I need to make sure that I stay focused and challenge myself to get these things done. This is a very it's an uphill battle, but we're gonna take it one step at a time, right? You can't take it all at once, and I'm trying not to get myself overwhelmed. I think I've thought of everything as far as like the big savings. I haven't tackled like all of my sinking funds, because you guys know I have a clothing fund. I have a Christmas sinking fund that I do Christmas and gifts. That's mainly for my kids or for charity and things like that. I like to have money for that. So when I want to give, I can do that. Insurance is already funded right now in my budget, but I wanted to do something with self care. I wanted something for a household so I can do like Sam's, just run in maybe 3 times a year, go in Sam's and pick up some of the big bulky stuff, so I don't have to always be buying that stuff throughout the year. Those things like that, they're not covered in this video. They are built in, and that is a consideration that I have to go back and redo with the sinking funds and get everything documented, how it's going to come out of my pay in 2022 going forward, so I can accomplish everything that I want to do in the time frame. Now, if y'all have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I do have a question for: if you're debt free, what was the first savings items you worked on? I know Dave Ramsey talks about being gazelle intense. I need a vacation, y'all, because I've been gazelle intense for 4 years and 4 months. Or I should say it like my grandma, 4 years and 4 months. And we're going to talk about the 17 days. But what was the first thing that you tried to tackle? And if you are in debt, what is the first thing that you look forward to saving to when you're debt free? So let me know in the comment section below, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank y'all so much for supporting me and just being that little push I need to help me do the right thing so I can even get to this point and make this video. So but thank y'all, and hopefully all my numbers make sense to y'all, and y'all have a super fantastic day. We will talk again on Saturday when we do my weekly check-in. Bye, y'all.